Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the Man United, the Arsenal channel for United and football fans, the biggest and best fan channel in the United States. We are today asking United fans and football fans, have you caught your breath? Did you yesterday just see one of the biggest comebacks in European football and Europa League football? The fact that a team of Man United stature currently, who are number 14th in the Premier League, they've had a diabolical season came back from nowhere when they were seen to be dead. A lot of United fans had left the pub at 3-2. Some left at 4-2. But somewhere, somehow, a spirit of the Alex Ferguson era came upon them and told them, we can pull this back. Even Lacazette, after scoring that goal, he went to the team on the touchline. A lot of United fans seen that, started making their way to the exit. But did they not know there was more to come? And that's what we're going to talk about. United coming back to win 5-4, a game that had everything in it, everything you could think of in a European football, especially it was a game whereby it was a make or break. This game defines United season. A lot of people saying, all right, no Europe next season, at least United crawled into the semi-finals with their heads high, with the Busby and Ferguson spirit saying, we will not lose this game. Joining me today are the one and only people, the guys you know, the popular guys, our brothers on the show. The one and only singing director, Louis, is back on the show. Louis, we have missed you. How are you, brother?
It's been way, way, way too long, too. How you been,
Right,
brother?
right, right. Well, I'm fine, brother. Yesterday, bro. Ooh. And the one and only, the one who says, I will be positive, I will see United to the very end. The positive Joe does so, man. Joe, I will leave you to tell the story, what you did. I'm not going to throw you out there, but the
Hey
fans would like to
man,
know what happened.
first of all, how's everybody doing? Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I posted this on the WhatsApp chat. Hey man, 4-2, they broke me, man. I know I'm Mr. Positive. I was positive. I was positive when the game started. I liked the lineup. I thought that was a decent lineup. You know, I still wondered where we were gonna score from, but I was super positive. But this team, I'm sorry, they systematically broke me yesterday. Right on a Thursday, maybe on a weekend,
Systematically.
I would have, maybe on a weekend, I would have muscled through. Right, I don't know, but after that Lacazette penalty, after watching how the game went, it was like, come on, guys. When that fourth goal went in, you guys were like, oh, we've seen this before. We're doing it again. You know, it's happening again,
It was embarrassing at
right?
that point.
And it was, oh, and it, bro, there were 10 men
I know,
when they
even
scored the
worse.
fourth goal. There were 10 men. You know, so um, unfortunately, I didn't see any of the comeback. I didn't see any of the comeback, right? And when I saw when I went back to the pub, right? But I felt like because it seems like I gave up on them. I refused to go back into the pub to watch the rest of the match. I let things happen the way they were supposed to happen. Call me superstitious, whatever. I get it, but to me, I just stood outside and I waited until the whistle blew. And man, I, I, I was speechless,
So a lot
completely
of people say,
speechless. You
did you
know,
doubt your team?
I yes, because
Everybody doubted
again,
that team.
Yeah,
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 there's
Everybody
no
doubted
way.
that team
yeah,
before the
yeah.
There's
kickoff.
no
They doubted
way.
that team.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't know anybody. I would love to find that one individual, right? That when we were down 4-2, knowing who we were, how we were scoring, the lack of scoring, thought, oh yeah, we're about to crack on and win this
No,
game. It would have been a
no.
battle.
It
It
was
would have
just
been a
like
stretch that we
it
would
was people
tie
just
the game.
cursing in all the chat. People were just cursing, bloody
You know,
useless. Get yeah. Then when the Bruno
who would
penalty
have made that
came,
bet?
nah, nah. Even people watching in the stadium were like, "This is a disaster." The penalty when Bruno scored that penalty, it gave that little hope. Had that penalty not gone
Yeah,
in, I think it would have been done,
it would have been all right.
flatlined.
Yeah,
It would be done. But when that
yeah.
penalty went in, it gave people like, okay, 7 minutes, we could still do something. Then when Kirby did that goal, 4-4, all bets
Yeah.
were off, mate. All bets were
I
off.
mean,
Right.
with the Bruno penalty, I think the team then was thinking, well, let's go for at least penalty kicks, right? The least we can do is go for penalty kicks. I think the Maguire one was like, wait, what? I didn't even. They was just like they was just still swinging, and they just got one,
Mm,
and the dude went straight down.
right.
Insane.
Right.
So
So United pulled off a Houdini yesterday, and without a doubt, a Houdini. Yeah, absolutely. Even a magician would have thought, okay, this guy's I got to give some credit. But it's the never say die attitude, I still believe. Like I said, this team is not the best team and cannot be compared to any of the greats. It's not even close. But somewhere, somehow, they dug themselves out of a very big, embarrassing, humiliating hole. And the world saw it. I think the ESPN crew, I think even people like the guy, what's that
oh,
guy, that guy's name, that clown, I
oh,
could.
that reminds me. It's Good Friday
The
today.
guy on
Not too
ESPN,
many people.
he must have been so disappointed
I've
that
got the
United
whole day
pulled
to
it back.
watch. I got to go back and watch all of that content.
Right.
Oh,
But we're here to say, with such an astronomical, stratospherical, monumental performance, can this be repeated or is this a one-off? Louis, can you see this happening again? Can you see them pulling that kind of magical, mystical power again if the shoes on, if they're in another situation like that?
We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. Ole, ole, ole,
Ole,
ole,
ole,
ole,
ole,
ole,
ola.
ole, 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 ole.
Uh,
Nah, man, we're gonna win it all. We're gonna win it all because we have to. Because we have to. I'm calling it now. Call the bookie.
come
Set
on,
it up.
man. Don't
It's
I
do
think
it's
I
it.
think
done and
Don't
there's
dusted.
do it.
something
Don't
it does to
Easy
your
just
spirit.
peasy.
don't do it.
It, look,
Sometimes when you come from this kind of thing, it gives you that belief, it gives you that spring and oomph.
let me put it this way. All right. So y'all know I work in an office with it's all coaches, right?
Right.
And usually when there's Champions League football or there's Europa League football or something like this going on, usually like that's a moment everybody takes a break. All the coaches are in the same room. They're watching the game. I was off by myself, man. I had my laptop, had my earbuds. I
So,
was I had to be away.
Alone.
And I was sitting there, I mean, just flat in the chair, deflated,
uh-huh.
game over. You know what I mean? Just done, done. Like if someone had come up to me and made a comment about the game, I probably would have swung on them, I swear to God. Like I was that done. But that Fergie time football,
Yeah.
that spirit of 99, that that ghost of Old Trafford. I always say it. Anything can happen in tournament football. This is tournament football. This is not
Mm.
league football. As much as they want to make it a league format and add all these extra games and do all this extra stuff, you know, for the revenue and all that. It's tournament football, especially when you
Yeah.
get towards out stages
Yeah.
and that, right? And anything can happen. Like no one saw Bodo Glimt going 2-0 up on Lazio away and then taking it, you know, back towards uh you know taking it home and seeing it out like that, like
Mm.
these are the types of games that can happen.
Lazio, you know. Wow.
I think that look, the first 21 minutes of this match are all United.
Yeah.
Amazing
It should have been three
amazing
if Ganacho
assist,
took his chance.
amazing assist from Garnacho, amazing goal from Ugarte. Then, you know, Bruno smacks the post,
Yeah,
misses,
that volley.
misses
Oh my
by
God.
inches, two worldies, misses by inches. Really could have kind of put the game away there. Um, you have defending overall is extremely solid. They don't get many chances. They get a couple. Onana actually has a really, really good start to this game. Um,
He made two good saves. Two good
and
saves. And
and
four
then
went past him.
And then you see the inexperience though, right? You see the fact that, you see the young kids start to make mistakes, the over dribbling, the giving up of possession, these kinds of things. And right away, you know that this game is going to be back and forth. It's going to be back and forth. We dominated for about 20 minutes, and then Lyon dominate for about 15 minutes, and then we kind of get back into it. They kind of get back into it, and then Dalot scores in my opinion, a somewhat lucky goal to end the half, and
The goal came at a very good time.
that's absolutely fantastic, uh, but there's so many drop offs in that first half. There's so many back and forths that anything can happen going in towards the second half. Um, the goals that we conceded were absolutely shocking. Were
Yeah,
absolutely
they
abysmal.
were
I
poor goal.
don't um I don't actually blame Onana overall, except for apart from maybe one. Defending was shocking.
Shocking.
Um, I- players in the midfield, it was very wide open. They let them play through us a few times. There's a moment the low could have stepped, doesn't step, or he missteps. Then there's another moment where he knocks the ball on towards, was it Lacazette? I don't know. I don't think he was on the field yet. He knocks the ball on towards the Leon player and he scores. Like, it's just those types of mistakes remind us where we are at the moment. But at the same time, tournament football, emotions run extremely high. Then you start to see, we take advantage of the 10 men extra time. The subs that were made, I thought were extremely smart. I think Amarim coached 2 wins. I think he coached a win in the first half. We should have put it to bed. I think we go down.
Ganacho scores that third goal because
I
he
think,
had done the hard part. All he needed to put the ball was low. He
why
smashed it
not?
straight at the keeper.
You got it, and that's there was a comment online I heard that I thought was brilliant. It was like he's gotta stop being the little boy and
Man
become that
up.
experienced football
Yeah,
player, because that's
yeah,
little boy football. Like, honestly, like, that's schoolyard
yeah.
football. He gets very excited. He gets very emotional. There's a player there. There's a really solid player there, but the maturity needs to come sooner rather than later. Um, but man, nah, we can do it. We really, really, really can do it. I think what last thing I'll say here before we move on is you have to rest players in the league. You have to rest players
Yeah.
in the Premier League, and understand that, uh, we're not really in danger of going down. We can't go very much higher. We can't go into towards a position in the league that wins anything for us. The only thing that we can focus on in order to be successful in the future, in order to get the pieces that we're missing, you have to put everything into this tournament.
Yeah.
Everything has to go in towards this tournament. Um, and if they don't do that, if they don't rest players like they didn't against City and they didn't against Forest, like, there was some rotation, don't get me wrong, but
Right.
key players have to be rotated. Um,
100%.
and if you don't do that, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. We got Wolves on Sunday.
Sunday.
You have to rest. You have to rest. We are
I mean,
19 we're 17 points away from the drop. Let
Yeah,
the league
we're good.
be the
Come on,
league.
come on.
Let the league be the
We're not
league.
gonna lose.
And yeah, don't even worry about it. Let the kids play. And honestly, against the Wolves, you may even get a draw against who else do we have? Against the
Got
Wolves, I think you get a draw
we
there.
got kind of a bit of we got. I think we got
Yeah,
Bournemouth. I think we
there's some
got
rocky ones there.
yeah,
Chelsea.
Bournemouth have beat us. That's no, they've beaten
Bournemouth,
us home and away both seasons. So this is going to be another 2-0 again. So it don't matter.
Bournemouth are 4 days before Bilbao. They're 4 days
Wow.
before Bilbao. You have to rest key players.
Yeah.
You can't have a whole
I've
bunch
been
of
about away first.
Bilbao or away. That's away first.
Good. If we could get a win there, but you see, like I said, you never know. You see,
You never
had we
know.
not conceded, if Onana hadn't performed last week, the pressure wouldn't have been as much if you get it, right?
Yeah.
But at
We put
2-2,
ourselves
it's
in this
anyone's
position.
game. It was an anyone's game. It doesn't matter home and away. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, 100%. 2-2 is and again, Onana puts us in this situation, right? This is why we're
Yeah.
here. It should have been a 2-0, maybe a
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah.
There were some guys who should have
100%. Game should have been
advanced,
done in France, done and
but
sorted out.
like those were massive mistakes from the goalkeeper. And again, credit to Ruben. He's like, look, man, he's like, you're not dropped, but go sort yourself out. Like, take the weekend, go get a massage, do what you need to do,
And
relax a little.
maybe in his Missy need to give him a lollipop.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, right.
Hey, this is a family show.
Since when?
It's an
Uh,
ice cream lollipop, bro. Where's your mind? Bloody hell, mate.
yeah, no, but like that's the idea, right? Like he really had to
Any
go.
form to relax him, mate.
Yeah, he really had to say like go go take care of yourself and take
Exactly, mate. Go
Yo,
to this.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be a hell of a move, man. Like, hey, babe, we got this really important game on Thursday. If and I need to be able to be relaxed.
Yep,
That'd be
I need to
crazy.
go
that
to Cloud
that
Nine.
that
The team needs you.
that post clarity that post clarity is real. So that's
Yes.
him, but but
Man.
look, I mean, look, he looked a little bit more relaxed. He looked a little bit more.
He did.
Oh
I
yeah,
look,
yeah.
I look at the first goal, that headed goal that was heading up. So United get a ball, United head the ball out, doesn't get they head it back, head it across the goal, someone has and he's flat-footed
Another
like
one.
No,
Yeah.
that's for me. That's defensive switching off. Like first off, the first header out, I think it was Casemiro goes
yes,
extremely high.
it doesn't go far at all.
It doesn't go far, and there's no reaction. There's no
Yes.
reaction there. Nobody
No,
steps.
actually, yeah.
Nobody collapses, and nobody gets
And they
compacted.
had the ball twice backwards.
Yeah, no, for me, that's defensive error. Again, and to his credit, I thought Casemiro had a brilliant game.
He did.
The fact
Yeah,
that he
they
played
did.
120 minutes, I was like,
Yeah.
sub him.
He
But
created the third and fourth goal,
yeah, no, he played really well, and defensively, he had some really good wins.
which
But
was, I'm gonna ask you guys, which was the worst goal we considered out of the four that you think? Which one do you think was the worst
trying
one?
to
Like,
remember
really,
them
bro?
all. There's the one where it, there's one where Onana doesn't move at all, and like basically
That's the third. I think
they
the
get the
United
ball at the
defenders
top of
bump
the
into each
box,
other.
and again, I don't think that's necessarily on him.
That
Like
was the worst one. That
I
was the
wish
worst
he would
one.
have made an attempt for it at least, but again, there's this wide open ship channel between the center backs, and you're like,
The third goal is like they bumped into each other and the ball fell. It's like, oh my
right,
God.
yeah, nah, it's
Yeah.
it's disorganized, it's chaotic, it's the composure, it's heads lost, it's that moment, and we continue to have those moments. Like, don't get me wrong, some teams are absolutely playing through us, but the amount of just basic mistakes that we've had in the
Yeah.
midfield and at the back that have led to goals over the course of the season, like. They're devastating moments, and in some instances, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of young people. You got Dorgu, you got Ugarte is older, but new to the team. Kobe is coming back from injury, but even before that, there was a few mistakes made and these kinds of things. It's like it's clear that we have a very young squad and we have a very
Man.
inexperienced squad overall. Um,
Kobe's goal was beautiful.
Kobe's goal was
Oh,
fantastic, and that's what
beautiful.
he's good at, right?
That composure in
He's
that tight spot.
in front of goal. I'll say the composure in front of goal, yes. But again, in the midfield and defensive areas, like there's still the panic. There's still mistakes that are being made by young
Yeah.
players.
The technique, everything, nothing failed him in
He's a
that goal.
very technical player. I will say he's
Very technical. He
so
just
good. Yeah.
he put the cutback,
Yeah.
the technique. He did exactly what he wanted to do. Sent the defender for a pack of cigarettes, and then just bent it around the goalkeeper.
Perfect.
It was
Garnacho
perfect.
there was blasted. Won't try and place it,
Yeah,
blasted.
Ganacho would have blasted it.
Yeah.
He would have taken too many touches. He would have
And
thought
again,
about it
like
too much.
there's so many moments where Garnacho, you're like, that's exactly what we want to see. The first goal,
Yeah.
brilliant first touch to beat the
Cut
player.
back. That was a nice team goal. I
and
like
it's
the first
and
goal.
it's such
Beautiful.
it's a well placed pass. It's well weighted. Like it's exactly it's a goal that I always tell my players score goals that I can score, and I can only score tap ins on the back post. Like
Yeah.
that's about all I'm good for. It's like creating those types of moments like that is exactly what you want out of
Right.
that player,
Right.
and you know that the moments are going to come where he's going to be open in a kind of a 1v1, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's the moment. Be a little bit selfish, take your player,
Yeah.
score goals, but he still hasn't reached
He
that.
had that chance in the second half to make the game 3-0. He did the hard part. He
Yeah,
did everything.
I would rip his head off if I was his coach, but
I
that
mean, why would you not just roll the ball on the floor just to the corner? He
there's
decided
gotta
to
be a little
shoot.
bit
What
there.
the fuck?
It's those moments. That's just it's a maturity thing.
He
Like
just lost his head.
he's got to get it together. He really really
He
does.
really does. I mean, Kobe's goal. I think out of all five, I think Kobe's goal was the more technical one. What do you guys think? Or
So
it's between the
big
first and
thing.
the fourth.
So Ugarte tap in, second goal, Dalot slips. For me, it was pretty lucky. Then PK, right? PK
Hey
Bruno.
man,
So yeah, no, of
let's
all,
give Dalot maybe not a dozen flowers, maybe like half a
Yeah,
dozen flowers
to
for
to
that goal,
be
man.
there at
To,
that
to
at that
yeah,
position
to
because
hold
I'll
up the
now
give him.
ball, gain possession.
Here's going to be a very
because
unpopular.
he got tangled with a defender at that
I,
point.
I I will I will give him a flower because I thought honestly in
Just
the open
one
field.
rose.
Well, here's the thing: the goal again, very very good. A little bit gratuitous. But I thought in the open field, honestly, overall, I thought he was abysmal. I thought he had a lot of mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He still had a bit.
I thought defensively he wasn't useful for us. Gave away possession often. Like it was a it was not a good game for him overall. The goal obviously sent a lot of people, and a lot of people were stoked and good on you. Like we needed it. Um, and I'm not taking away I'm not taking it away from him, but uh, maybe it's a fatigue thing. Maybe he's playing too many minutes. Maybe we rely on him too much. He hasn't had that opportunity to rest and recover.
He plays literally every game. Him and
But
Bruno
he,
literally play every game.
but for one of our top players last year to what he is this year, I mean,
Big
like
change.
it's a massive drop in form. And again, like maybe it's just like go take some time off. But then who do you play
Because of
there?
the score, that's the
Injury.
problem. We don't
I had
have enough backup.
yeah. For
Injury
me,
depleted team.
I think I think your best option there is a Mazraoui type, but it's who do you
Sorry.
put in the back, and everybody's injured in the back, so I get it. It's difficult.
Right.
But maybe Amos takes a little bit more of that load going forward in the last six Premier League games, and that gives I think us a chance to focus again more on Europa. We can rotate Delo there. We can get Haven in. He's starting to play again. He's starting to train again. Um, allegedly, uh, Ahmad is coming back. He better not see more than 20 minutes of Premier League football just to get him.
Yep.
Honestly, like if he gets injured again playing in the Premier League when we're so close to a Europa Championship, I will be livid. I will be so angry.
Right. Right.
It's going to be angry phone calls and emails, let me tell you.
I think overall, the quality of football wasn't the best. I think, but the excitement, the extravaganza, the beginning, the middle, the end was like a beautiful show.
Oh,
But
it's
if you
Europe.
take out all those beginning, middle, end out, the game was it was horrible.
It's
But
European nights at Old Trafford, man. You can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong. It was a beautiful ending to the funny thing, we started so well. Then with the last one out. To be leading 2-0, like Joe said, to be leading 2-0 at home and to be trailing 4-2, it means that team went 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. What break any fan like, what the F?
It
May I
was
remind the panel that we are still the only undefeated team in Europe this season.
Oh shit. Oh, well, okay. I'll give.
Well, put it on a shirt, okay?
Yeah, you
I'm still
know I am. You know I
that
am.
that stats could not. I knew of that stat as I was leaving the pub yesterday. It was just. I'm sorry. It was. I just did not know where the goals were going to come from,
Yeah.
and just the way we were playing, it was just like you could see they stopped pressing, right? They started pressing again after the third goal went in, right? And then the penalty. It just seemed like everybody would just. And I've seen
That
this before. I've seen games like this where it ends horribly and we lose, and
Mm.
one of them somebody sends out a tweet. It's like, oh, this we're better than this. I was already playing out the next 3 days mentally, social media, the lockout. I was about to log off of WhatsApp. Everything was about to, you know.
Uh, you see, I mean, like I said, because we don't trust this team, because we've seen this, we've seen it all
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Not in the sense that we've seen all the song as in we're so successful. This team this season
This
have
team.
been deplorable, despicably, diabolically, shambolically poor, which means we're not surprised. It's just that we hope and we believe and we pray that one day it'll click, that maybe somehow they'll find something. But at 4-2, like, you know what? This is who they are. But they
Yeah,
surprised us like, no, 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 we're gonna teach you play you guys now. You need to sit down and watch us for not the full game. And here behold.
and
you know.
and that's so the culture of United is definitely still alive in that, right? Like these moments
Mm.
do still happen for us, and we know that we're a shell of our former selves
Oh,
because of as you know, as we see the green and gold over
right.
here, like we know what the problems are.
Hmm.
We know it's at the top.
Mm.
And as much as we keep saying like and it is reality. These players overall, they're not good enough. We understand that. However, there is still pride in the shirt. As abysmal as we've been, and as much crap as we take, like he says online on social media, like uh, I coach youth soccer, man. That's all they
Mm.
talk about is how bad Manchester United is. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Jesus.
They love to dog on the
Bumba
coach.
clot.
They love to
So
dog on
It's
the coach. You know
after
what I mean?
yesterday, what did they say? Like, okay, excuse
Oh,
me.
crickets. Crickets. I was in the middle of the field singing the whole time. It was crickets, because but that's the thing is like
Easy
unless
target.
unless you're that little boy crying in the stadium, unless you're in the streets of Manchester,
Oh, did you see that? Oh,
abroad abroad it is very difficult overall to explain to the youth why this club is so magical. And nights like this
Hmm.
is it's that little reminder. And don't get me wrong, like once they did started talking about it, they were the and it's still in kind of a joking way and kind of a take the piss way, but all the little kids go Harry Maguire, like, and
yeah,
like they know where he's been. They loved to dog on him a year ago, 2 years ago, but he still comes up with those moments, and it's
Yeah.
still Fergie time goals, and it's still that.
I
you
mean,
know
Casemiro's vision. Like,
Oh, of course. And like they do see that Old Trafford is packed. Like they do see that. Like the tifo, first off, I kept putting in the chat, I was like, when's the last time we had a tifo? That wasn't just a sprayed on banner that said
yeah,
play now. Like when is the last time we've done something like that?
yeah,
And like really set the atmosphere and really like had it, jumping. Like I went to the Real Sociedad game. It was my first game at Old Trafford, and like minus the tifo, like it was buzzing. It was absolutely packed. It was a European night. I was like, holy shit, we're in Manchester, aren't we? Like it
yeah.
was, that culture. You can't replicate that, and it's
you
not
can't.
you
You
can't
can't. You
you
just can't.
can't and you can't force it in a corporate
Mm-mm.
marketing
Mm-mm.
kind of way.
Mm-mm.
Like that end of the game, like we're gonna remember that game for a very long time.
I saw And when Amarin got to speak to TNT Sports, which has Rio and Paul Scholes on it. I mean, Paul Scholes a legend, but sometimes he could be a bit harsh. And I mean, I get his standards are different. And
Yeah.
Amarin even said, "Oh, I see you're laughing today." Even Paul Scholes kind of looked at him like, whatever. I mean, Paul
I
Scholes,
mean,
he can be cold. He can be a cold because the funny thing, back as his playing day, this guy did not do media. He was not the guy.
Right.
He
Yeah.
doesn't do interviews. He didn't have a good social interaction with people. But when he retired, I think his team said, "Okay, bro, you don't want to go into management. You need to
you
get
got
your
to do
voice out."
something.
And now the guy cannot stop talking. The guy who couldn't talk. So I don't know if you guys saw that clip when Jerry Carragher said, what is it like? Henri was a great player, only won two EPL medals. And how many did you win? Three or four? He said 11. Jerry Carragher, oh shit. You should have seen his face. He did not know Paul Scholes has 11 EPL titles, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that
11,
just goes
bro.
that just goes to show.
Think of that 11.
That just goes to show that the individual Jerry Carragher is so absent-minded of what football is and who he is. His part in
He
football,
never won an
he
EPL
he
medal.
just
You know
he
that, right?
just
You never know.
walks
You know he never
around
won an EPL medal.
chatting shit, not really knowing like
Yeah. For
there are levels to this,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
for our British viewers, Jamie Carragher is the Scouse Lexi Lawless. So as
Mhm.
much as y'all hate Lexi
Yeah,
Lawless, that's
yeah.
what I think of Jamie
Ooh,
Carragher.
that's a big one. I don't know.
Oh,
Let's
it's the same. Oh, it's the same.
Alexi is no. I want to know. I want to. I think. Nah, I think I'm gonna give that to Graham Souness. I think Graham
He is.
Souness
Grayson says
is
chilled now.
the
He's chilled.
Alexi Lawless of the Premier League. Yeah,
Grayson
I'm not
has
gonna give it
literally
to Carragher.
changed.
Yeah, still Scouse, still
Oh
Scouse.
yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, obviously I had to
Without a
be a
doubt.
Scouse, but yeah, you know.
Oh man. Yeah, I cannot. Oh man,
I
I
mean,
just can't stand him. I
what
just
do you
can't.
guys think of Bruno? Last question. What do you guys think of Bruno yesterday?
I
Honestly, I
think
would
Bruno.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You have something to
I,
say.
I, I think Bruno is part of the reason why we capitulated after going
Oh,
up 2-0. And the way we kind of just fell back and started going into our comfortable mode.
Mm.
He's the captain, right? I don't just judge him by the way he plays. I judge him also by the way he leads, right? And I think he let or I don't know whether it's his
He didn't have a
responsibility to
great
keep
game.
them going. I don't know if it's his responsibility to keep them going, but
He should be. Should be.
when he did that with Bona, Louis, you know what I'm talking about. We were up 2-0, and then it was supposed to be a pass, and he did a with Bona in the midfield, in the middle of the field. It nicked the defender's head, but still kept going. When he started doing
I'm
that,
gonna
I'm
have to
like,
go back and watch the highlight. Honestly,
oh,
I'm
here we
not.
go.
I don't remember.
It gave them like when you see your captain doing that,
Yeah.
kind of bringing it down,
Mm-hmm.
relaxing. The intensity stopped,
And
right?
honestly, like, so for me, again, like, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna quantify
I'm
here.
not
Like,
saying sell Bruno or anything, but
no, look, again, Bruno cannot be taken out of the squad
Nope.
because we
yeah,
see what happens to the play when he's not there.
yeah,
And
still the most
there,
valuable player on the pitch.
the biggest gripe I always have with Bruno is the shot selection overall, right? Because sometimes he hits some absolute worldies.
Yep.
He like and don't get me wrong, if his two goals are or if his two shots in the first half are
Go
are
in.
are a 6 inch difference, a 6 inch
Game
difference,
over.
Yeah,
it's their goals of the tournament. Their
Yeah,
goals of,
that
like
that volley. Oh shoot.
the volley,
yeah,
like it's probably not going to win, but it's nominated for a Puskas. Like it's up there. Like those moments, those magical moments, like only only confident, technically gifted players are
To do
going to
that.
pick
We'll pull
those
that
up.
off.
The play again, like in the first 20 minutes, and then again, kind of towards the end of the first half, like was so good from us. Like it was the first time we in a long time we really saw, you know, quick movement of the ball didn't last.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
we started to slow down, and then we, again, like we gave long stretches of possession to Lyon, but like quick
Yeah.
movement of the ball, like
They're a good side. They are a good side.
quick switching towards the weak side where there was tons of space, like dangerous balls in, like he played well. I think what happens is like these dips do happen.
Mm.
But again, like I take it back towards the fact that the team overall is not quality and is not
Nah,
good enough.
nah.
That there's a lot
Mm-mm,
of youth in the side.
mm-mm.
I'm not saying like Bruno can do no wrong because don't get me wrong. I think you're right. Like there, I can't remember the moment that you're talking about, but there's tons of Hollywood passes from Bruno where you're just like, bro, just pass it straight up.
No,
And
this.
and there's that aspect of it. But when you talk about like Bruno leadership, what it is like it's led by example. It really is.
Yeah.
It's led
Yeah.
by example. He's vocal, but he is vocal in when the standards are not high. And it's mostly, and
Mm.
I what I'm seeing is it's like it's kind of more it's not about like, oh, you gotta work harder, you gotta graft, or like or you gotta play that ball. It's more like technical standards
Mm.
because like the players don't meet what he offers, and that's where he gets frustrated. And
Right.
I see
I
like some people, I think it's weird and it's different. He's not a Roy Keane type. He's not going to take
No.
because you're not working hard enough, and maybe he should. Um,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
should.
and kind of like reorganize the squad and like and these kinds of things. He's not necessarily that type of leader, but this is a guy who played 120 minutes. He played 90 minutes before, or where would he take him off in Newcastle? 82nd, 83rd minute. Like
Mhm.
he's that type of player. That's how he leads. It's very much by
He's
example.
gonna lead by example. He's kind of like a Cantona captain, whereby I do it, see how I do it, follow my example. That should inspire you, or
Yeah.
that should encourage you to do this. But Roy Keane is in your face. Why the F did you let that guy go past you? You're better than it. Stop effing messing up. It
Yeah,
went because he used to go at Gary Neville. Gary Neville, as he was a good defender, but to me, he wasn't a great defender.
yeah.
They always, when they went past him, cutting the ball in, they were
Roy,
always scoring.
Roy Keane would make a great youth coach. Very sad he never
Yeah.
took.
What?
No, seriously,
Not this
No,
generation.
not this generation. They will be
Not
traumatized.
this generation.
Parents will sue him.
Jesus Christ.
no, honestly, man, like give him a U16 side
Parents will
and
sue him.
let him get on that ass a little
In
bit. Watch him.
America,
That's all I'm
no,
saying.
in America, he'll have a lot
Not
of
not
lawsuits.
in America, not
No, in America.
maybe like in freaking Kazakhstan or something,
I
or like
think
Russia.
I think he would have the presence of mind to get in a kid's face and not cuss him out, but like get him.
Especially when you're a young kid and
I
you're trying
think
to
I think
showboat and you haven't achieved much, he will rip you to shreds.
I think he would be
You will
good in
not,
Africa.
you would change your sport. Like, I don't
That's
think
what I'm
football's for
saying. Like
me.
I think he would have the presence of mind to like at least
Yeah.
watch his P's and Q's, but he would get on players because I see that a lot, not only here but even abroad. Like younger players, especially with like the ones who are glued to like YouTube is a big one. YouTube, TikTok, not so much, but a little bit. It's like where they only see the highlight moments and they only see
Right, right, right,
they
right,
only see the
right.
flair and they only see like those like those fancy moments on the field. And then of course like they try to emulate. Like they're not forced to sit there and watch
Exactly.
90 minutes of
Exactly.
graft and grind and
Yeah.
organization and these kinds of things. So it's like it is a very foreign concept and it's something that like you have to like really like sit them down and teach and like
Mm.
really walk through it. Like and a Roy Keane type in that environment, don't get me wrong, like I know we kind of went off on a weird tangent there, but like give him a youth side, and I honestly think he would have been a better manager because like these guys like Neville and like these guys trying to coach at like the top flight, and it's like not working out. I'm like, it's not where you
Mm.
need to be. It's not where you need to be. Go coach some
I can see
youth
that. I can see
and
grassroots
bring up
football.
bring up the
Right,
next
right.
Come on.
generation.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
he would have to change his concept and approach to correcting and
only
telling players to
slightly.
be
That's what
better
I'm saying.
because this
Only a little bit.
generation they're weak. They
Yeah.
were like,
Okay, let
I
me ask Louis, let me ask you a question. You
Okay.
work in an organization with a lot of coaches, right? Are
Hmm.
any of them like Roy Keane?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a few Joaquins in there.
Oh, definitely.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
As well as like their approach.
There's one, I never want to give too much information about my coaching environment, but
Mm.
there's one former pro coach, that played in Britain. I'll tell you about it. He's fun.
All right. Good to go.
Yeah.
Right. So, as we can see, United have qualified for the semi-finals of the Europa Cup after a long, drawn-out season. Where, I mean, this game was this the whole season kind of hinged on this game. I don't think a lot of players, United fans, they'll be upset that if we don't get to the final, they'll be upset. But at least they made the efforts. You could see they
Yeah.
gave it the all for this game. So this game can give them some credit in the bank. I'm not saying it would be an excuse not to do well, but to give them that, like, we know you guys can do it. So just carry on and believe in yourself. There's also that belief. So when Bruno scored that penalty, it changed the belief system. Like, you know what? We can still do this. Then when Mainoo scored that goal, oh, it was all best of all. Even Lyon, I think at that point, Lyon, like, fuck, these guys will not. It's like you
Yeah.
keep hitting and hitting the person,
So,
like it's Undertaker. You get up again.
so,
In wrestling, right? Where you lie down and you stand right, you get right back. You hit, you like, these guys will not go down. I could imagine what was going through Leon's head when Maguire scored that fifth goal. They were at that point were waiting for penalties. Because that goalkeeper
yeah.
looked like he could do very well in penalties. He was like a cat. I know he
If
was
we if
good,
we had
but
gone to penalties, I don't think we would have won.
I don't think so, mate. I
Yeah.
think tired
Yeah.
legs, mindsets was already gone. I don't think because okay, Bruno Dalot would have scored the penalties. Who else?
Ericsson would have
Ericsson.
scored.
So that's three good penalty takers, three.
Ericsson, do you give one to Kobe?
Yeah, I'll give one
You
Kobe.
give
And
one to Kobe?
Maguire. Maguire takes good penalties.
Yeah, maybe Maguire.
And
If you
other
had,
than that,
Not
those
yeah, if
five,
you
not
had to go
Dalot.
down after that,
not
Not
that low. Oh
Dalot.
hell no.
well,
Not
Not
good
Dalot.
well,
Nacho. Not good
Casemiro.
Nacho.
Wait, no,
No, not good.
Casemiro's still on the field.
Did
Kansas still on the
Casemiro
pitch.
played the full game, right?
Yeah, he
He
could have
did.
taken a
He
penalty.
takes good penalties.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about tired legs.
Tired
Maybe
legs,
get out of
tired
Said he
there.
had tired
mind.
legs.
It really depends on if Onana can grab one. That's really what it depends on.
God.
It's like because after that you're relying on them to miss, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
you needed Onana to grab one because
To
like
step up, mate.
if I'm looking at it, so Bruno takes one, Casemiro takes one, Dalot takes one, Ericsson,
Takes
Maguire.
one.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe you give Kobe the six just in case.
Yeah.
And
And who else? Who else could take?
if I'm
I
looking
wouldn't.
at if I'm looking at Leon, right? So who takes one? Uh,
Lacazette.
Lacazette takes one.
They had this star striker, something Z, Checkery or something. He was
Checker,
really.
he came off. He couldn't have taken a penalty. He
He's a
came
very
off.
skillful guy.
Yeah, very skillful guy, but he came off.
Yeah.
It's one,
Um,
if that's a player I wouldn't mind at United. He is very skillful in attack. He gave
but
us
yeah,
a lot of
a lot of
problems.
people said that, but I don't know if he's ready for the Premier League yet. He's that one's one where he might look good in a game. He might look good in France, but get him in the Prem and that
Yeah, it's a different it's a different kettle of fish.
different animal.
So
Different animal.
European football. We all saw the Madrid Arsenal game. A lot of people kept
Yes.
criticizing me. Arsenal are done. I said no, they're not done. You saw. I know, Joe. You saw the poll I put up. I put it in both UK and USA. I said Arsenal will not. The reason why I said this was as much as our bias towards Arsenal is so obvious. I get it. But if you watch Arsenal this season, they don't get flashed a lot like us. They don't get like a 4-0 5. They don't get those kind of poundings. Arsenal will lose 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, 1. So when they went 3-0 up, I could not see them going to lose 4-0 in the Bernabeu. As great as I even predicted they'll lose 4-2. But Real Madrid will not go, they're not going to qualify for the next round. I just knew that. That Real Madrid defense is not good enough. It's just not good enough. And when they had that guy sent off in the first leg, what's his name? The midfield guy.
Kamavinga.
Yeah, I said
Kamavinga.
they're up. They're gonna
Was a wrap.
because Arsenal. Look, did you know it wasn't until the next day I realized Arsenal actually won 2-1. I thought it was 1-1, mate. They actually
Mm.
scored the second goal.
Yeah, no, they
Oh yeah,
scored the
yeah,
second
it was
goal
late.
late on.
It was late.
And
For what?
but I will say this, like even Arsenal fans were
Hmm.
not convinced
No,
because
because of it, we're talking the Galacticos, the greatest
yeah,
team
I
in
was
Champions League
I
football
was not
history, man.
convinced because the first leg, right?
Two
It
set
they
two free kicks.
there were two worldy. No, it wasn't just free kicks.
No
There were
worldies.
worldies. There
yeah,
were worldies where nobody is to blame. The ball
That second one
defied
went at that angle
physics.
right there, 90 degrees.
Yes,
yeah,
the ball defied physics both times. That's why I approached the game as, oh, they won 1-0. That's how I looked at it. And I felt like without those worldies, right, Real Madrid, all they have to do is get a good running start, and then they would have been able to get at them. But
Do,
that
do you
obviously did
do you
not
guys
happen.
think Mbappe was disappointing in these two games?
oh, finishing
Mbappe has been
overall,
disappointing the entire season.
finishing
Yes, they're in
overall
second
for
place.
that team is
Yeah.
keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know what's going on.
Mbappe,
What of
Mbappe,
Vinicius? Do you think Vinicius played well, the two legs?
no, I mean, they
No.
were shut out the first game. No, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Like, unfortunately, I'm hearing Ancelotti's supposed to be leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I kind of
That's
feel that.
ins-
If they do not win the La Liga later, see,
yo. The standard for that team
yeah,
is mad.
yeah,
This guy
yeah,
has won you how many Champions League titles,
yeah,
how many league titles, and
later,
because a couple of seasons go by,
yeah.
it's
Goodbye.
wow. It's who is going to be lucky. It's
And they're
unfortunate.
looking at Klopp.
Yeah, they are.
Um,
Yeah, Klopp
okay,
come back.
yeah, I
I
can
don't
see
know.
Club, but where's Ancelotti going? Man,
I
it would
think
have
he
been
wants to go
so
to international football now. I think he's done with club
international.
football.
Okay,
I think he should go take
man.
over the Brazil national team and sort that shit out.
Unless the
Oh
Glazers
yeah.
fire Amorim and throw a whole bunch of money we don't have at him.
Listen, wait a minute. Okay, let's do a quick poll. Are we ready to? Would we scrap the Amarin project
Hell no.
like this if we can get Ancelotti this summer
Hell no. No.
No,
No, not at all.
and back?
no,
No, not even a
no,
little
no,
bit.
no, not even happening, bro.
Look,
So
man, I'm actually reading. Let me not lie on camera. I'm listening to the audiobook of Ancelotti, his Quiet Leadership book. It's a good book. I really do like it. But one thing that is abundantly clear, whether he'll admit it or not, is he is brought in because of his ability to manage personalities and manage stars. Like he gets a lot of criticism about his inability to um to really change a team tactically. And he says it in his book where he's like, what you have to learn about when you're coming into a new environment is do you need to uh change, do you need to bring in your own personality and your own thoughts, or do you need to mold towards the culture of that club and that. So like when he's at a Real Madrid, it's not necessarily um 100% his idea. Like he influences the team. Don't get me wrong at all,
Yeah,
but Real Madrid have a long history of playing a very distinct style of play, and they
yeah,
don't really want people messing with that
yeah,
much, right? So they bring in a someone like an Angelotti who is like adaptable. So
right,
like if you bring him in towards a United
right,
situation,
mm,
What Amarim is doing is extremely bold and extremely risky in that he's
right,
like, I'm going to teach you how to play a new style of football. Where Angelotti's like, okay, well, what are you good at? All right, well, that's the culture of the club and that's the team. Let's do it that way. And see and let's play to your strengths. Unfortunately, we don't got that many strengths. We really do need somebody to come in and shift the culture of how we play football. Because what we've been doing over the last 10 years, is not successful or it's not sustainable long term,
yeah.
right? So you can't bring in an Angelotti into a situation like this and say, bring us back to the top. You know,
nah, nah, it
the
ain't gonna
song,
work.
the song, the song says Ruben Amorim is going to bring the glory days again. It doesn't say Angelotti's going to bring the glory days
No, I
again.
think Ancelotti is that manager. Like you said, he's able to manage the big stars and make them conform to play into the system that the club requires, like Real Madrid. Remember, he was sacked from Real Madrid before. He won the Champions League for them in 2016 and the La Liga title.
He
He
won
got
the
fired.
Decima. Yeah.
He won the La Decima. He got fired. Then brought in Zidane. When Zidane left, they brought him back. He's won two more Champions Leagues since he's come back.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He won the one against Liverpool and one against Dortmund last year. So he's won in total three Champions League for that club in two different spells.
Yeah.
So, and you see, Real Madrid is like a machine. Mbappe goes into this team with a lot of pressure on him, like the new Ronaldo. That team Ronaldo went into was still a bit better than this team currently. That team was meant when you have people like Ramos at the back and Pepe, those butchers,
Yeah.
you're not going anywhere.
That's
But
good
they
team.
don't have that. These guys they're good, but they've got a soft belly, which is easily tickled and everything capitulates. But that team then,
Hell of an
Ramos,
analogy.
Marcelo, Pepe, those guys
Yeah,
were
that was a
villains.
squad.
Those
That was
guys
a
were just
squad.
villains. They were criminals.
Yeah.
They would break your legs. And they want to feel they'll sleep at night peacefully. They did not care. But this team now, they're too stylish, they're too skillful, they're too proper. The perfect hairstyle. It's so, I don't know, it's so, into me. I know football's changed, but they're
Yeah,
not
it's player FC.
rugged. They're not rugged, is the name. They're not rugged. They're not
Yeah.
tough. That's what I mean. They're not tough enough. On paper, they look nice, but when it comes to going to fight in the wrestling ring, they kind of like, I don't want to get my clothes all stained up, but we could fight outside. We could do a 100-meter dash and I will beat you. That's it. But gentlemen, that has been an absolute fantastic story to tell your children that there was one team that played back in the day. They were so bad. And if they win this trophy, there's a video of it, that the season that United turned it at the end.
This season. I mean, it needs to be on Netflix. If we win the Europa League, this season needs to be on Netflix.
Remember,
Let's
hang on,
throw it out there.
did Ten Hag start us in the Europa? No, he didn't, did he?
He started. Were we in Champions League his first year?
No. Did this start this season? Did he start us in the Europa? Or it was
He,
Amrin? He did start us off, really.
no, he
Yeah.
started us off because Amarim came in November.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
in
we
October,
stunk it up
yeah,
the first few games.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
Stunk
was
it up the first few games with draws. Yeah.
yeah, withdrawals. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Had
There was
so
that
many
time we were
draws.
bottom of the Europa table, right?
Yeah, for a while. Amarim came and shot us up to third. We finished third in Europa. And now we're going to the semis.
We deserve to be where we are, let's be honest. But
Yeah,
let's
that's
keep
true.
the faith, let's believe in United, and let's give them all the support we could give them. Those guys, today, they would look at themselves like, we're not gladiators or mortars yet. We're just, okay. You're not a Marvel character yet. You're not an Avenger yet. You're a player who's about to be made immortal, if you could do it. All I got to say. Gentlemen, any last words? Joe.
Play the kids on Sunday.
We're
So
going to win
that's
it all.
We're going to win it all. You've heard it from United. Well, on the day after, if you guys have had time to recover, some of you have not really thought how did all happen. Go watch the game again. It was a beautiful game. Don't watch all of it. Just pick out the good part, because you will be
15 minutes
upset.
about the clip
Because some
us.
of the parts are like, what the? They're like, oh
Yeah, just watch the highlights.
Just watch the highlights. Yeah. From all of us, Houston Red Army, we are excited and proud to be where we are. From those guys, we got to give them flowers for coming back. They did what they dug deep. They dug deep. I'll give them. They dug deep. They dug deep. Fergie time.
Fergie time, baby. Fergie time.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much. Early morning show on Good Friday. Glory, glory.
And
All right. See you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We are nearly close to 10,000 subs, so keep on subscribing.
Let's
See you guys.
go.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.